Good evening, folks, and welcome to Heavy Metal Talk. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Erschen, and today is a very, very sad day in the music world, especially the heavy metal music world. We lost who I feel to be the king of heavy metal, John Ozzy Osbourne, passed away today at 76 years old. Absolute icon in the world of heavy metal music and music in general, and really in pop culture as well, because when you consider when he came out with the Osbournes reality TV show, that was a monster hit. Some people know him more from that than they do his actual music, which is crazy because the impact he had on the music world cannot be understated. When you look back at the iconic music he created with the legendary Black Sabbath, they created heavy metal, With that first song, the first song they ever came out with, Black Sabbath, that was it, bam, heavy metal born. When you hear that first song, Black Sabbath, the song Black Sabbath, and that legendary first album, and they had so many great albums after that, Master Reality, Paranoid, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Brings me back to the time when I was in college, and I was blasting Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. And this kid came by my room, and he was like this headbanger dude, and he was into death metal type stuff, and he was like, I don't really get it. Why do people like Ozzy Osbourne so much? I said, what? Are you kidding me right now, right? You're kidding me right now, right? There would not be any death metal or anything of the sort without Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. So get out of here, you poser. Yeah, this man right here, also an award-winning author, a best-selling author. When I read his first book, I Am Ozzy, I just about hit the floor. It was so funny. I didn't expect it to be that hilarious, but just listening to him tell these wild stories of his life on the road, and it's just so incredibly entertaining and so funny, and what a great guy, He's just hilarious dude. Not only is he a god in the heavy metal world, but he's also very funny, very entertaining. Of course he had the legendary solo career as well, with stuff like Diary of a Madman, and of course, Blizzard of Oz, and, No More Tears, and all kinds of stuff. No Rest for the Wicked, Bark at the Moon, just hit after hit after hit. His last album was actually #1 on the Billboard charts, if you can believe that. And I, like many others, was so thrilled and delighted to see he had that great final concert, the Black Sabbath farewell in Birmingham, England. Back to the Beginning show, which is just a monumental show, just humongous, and it was so great to see, and they had such a stellar lineup of bands and musicians paying tribute to what brought us to the dance in the first place, Black Sabbath, with Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, and of course they all got together at the end, the original lineup of Black Sabbath, and did a few tunes, with Ozzy. And Ozzy did a few of his solo songs too as well, he played with Zakk Wylde and everything. That was really cool. What an amazing night, and Ozzy had to have a big farewell, and it was beautiful, and it was mesmerizing, and it was so great to see him getting up on that stage when he was not in great shape. He has Parkinson's, and he had a lot of you could tell he had a lot of trouble. He had to sit down in the big throne the whole time, And I remember thinking when I saw him on that throne, you know, I think it's appropriate he's sitting on that throne because I really think he is the king of heavy metal, you know. And what a way to go out, and he went out on top, and he sang his heart out, he gave it everything he had for the fans, and yeah, he just truly showed up for the fans, and showing his appreciation, and that's just so great to see. Absolutely love Black Sabbath, you know, can't say enough. Yeah. I mean, this is just devastating, it really is. And only a couple weeks after that concert, you know, it's literally only 2 weeks ago that he had that huge concert. And, man, it's brutal. And I got to see, thank God I did get to see Ozzy several times, including with Black Sabbath, when they first started getting back together, and I think it was around 96, 95, 96 or so, they started getting back together, and they came up with the Ozfest tour, and Black Sabbath was on the Ozfest tour. And yeah, I also saw the Ozfest show several times, and he was always, you know, the headliner of that show. So I got to see him several times, you know. And I also saw him back on the No More Tears, not the No More Tears, the No More Tours tour, because that was his first attempt at retirement, and that didn't go so well because he ended up doing another tour called Retirement Sucks, and I think he was probably the first guy to do that, kind of announcing that he was retiring and then going back on that retirement and coming back only a couple of years later, you know. That's kind of hilarious, though. I think he came back several times. Even did No More Tours 2 tour. And then did the whole Black Sabbath reunion tour. He came out with a new Black Sabbath album called 13. But sadly, Bill Ward wasn't a part of that, and he wasn't a part of a lot of the touring that Black Sabbath did, unfortunately. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of internal struggle there was with them not being able to get Bill Ward back. So yeah, it didn't quite feel whole without Bill Ward, but it was still awesome when I got to see them, and they played all the classics, and it was amazing, you know. But thank God they did finally get back together with Bill Ward for that final show. So how poetic, how beautiful to see. And yeah, God bless you, Ozzy Osbourne. May you fly high again up in heaven and over the mountain. You were just amazing. Thank you, Ozzy, for all the memories, all the music that you made, all the music that I've enjoyed throughout my entire life. My brother Mark introduced me to heavy metal music pretty much, you know, with Ozzy and Black Sabbath and Metallica and Judas Priest, all that stuff, and never look back, still jamming those tunes to this day, because I absolutely love heavy metal. And God bless you, Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace. Thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Erschen, in Heavy Metal Talk. Tune in and rock on.